Me. Okay. Thanks. Mr. Al-Khair, you for the press, for the electoral appeal committees. We call you for the issues related to transparency, how far we have gone in solving that issues. So in this regard, let me welcome our chairpersons, Council Tong John. You are highly welcome to give.
As you have heard from him, today, the press conference 2025. Press conference. First and foremost, I would like to seize this opportunity to acknowledge the event. On the other hand, I would like to appreciate my land colleagues, the members of the electorate. The work we have been assigned for is done on time, despite of being tedious and stressful. On the special note, the committee is also grateful to South Sudan Football Federation staff who are responsible for daily routine activities and effectively. Members of the press, the purpose of this press conference we have arrived to as the Electoral Appeal Committee, pertaining the appeals and objections submitted to the panel. The first instant body of the election committees, the Electoral Appeal Committee started to receive appeals in a different position for 3 days consecutively, as outlined under Article 9, subsection 2 of the Electoral Code of South Sudan Football Federation, 2025. And we are here today announcing the decision within the time frame as per the statute of 2025. Hence, the Electoral Appeal Committee received 4 appeals and 4 objections, and the panel wanted to narrate them to you in a concise manner as hereunder. 1. Ajak Call versus Electoral Committee. On date 2nd of August 2025, the appeal and Ajak Call, being the aspiring disputing the decision reached by the Electoral Committee on the ground that he was excluded from the initial list of the candidates due to lack of required football federation and also academic qualification, as outlined in Article 38, Paragraph 4, Roman 3 of the Statute of South Sudan Football Federation 2025. So he claimed that he deserved to be in the initial list because he possessed Diploma Commission Australia issued on date 16 December 2013 and Kenya's Certificate of Secondary Education. The appeal that has been lodged by appellant Ajak framed 2 issues: whether the Electoral Committee has right to exclude the appellant from the initial list, or does the statute allow the appellant to. The law is silent about the fresh evidence to be given by the appellant, but the panel used discretionary power to rule in favor of the appellant Ajak. And we decree as follows. The appeal is accepted in form and substance, and the decision of the Electoral Committee has been set aside. Ajak in the final list of the candidates for the Executive Committee in the anticipated. We have Ting Yeling versus Electoral Committee. On date 8, appellant Ting Yeling being the aspiring candidate for the position of presidency at the upcoming South Sudan Football Federation elections committee on the ground that he was excluded from the initial list of the candidate due to lack of required academic qualification as per Article 38 in the candidacy eligibility criteria of the Statute of South Sudan Football Federation, signed from the University of Beth on 28 June 2010. Therefore, he prays to the panel that he is allowed to contest for the same 5 questions. Whether the appellant in bracket bachelor degree recognized by relevant education authority, whether the appellant has been proposed to 25, whether the appellant has experience in football administration in South Sudan as outlined under Article 38, entertain appeal against persons such as Agustino Prek, an independent electoral committee. On our deliberation, we have reached the conclusion that the appellant was not nominated or has been postponed. So, in this regard, we have decided to reject in form and substance the appeal of Ting Yeling. All prayers of appellant have presented are rejected. The electoral committee is hereby directed to exclude Mr. Ting Yeling in the to exclude, in other words, is not included in the final list of the candidates. The appellant is here to be Ener Abusaya, Mara versus Electoral Committee. He submitted his appeal on date 2 August 2025, and the committee also, as per our pursuit of the facts, document and ground upon paragraph 4, Roman 3 of the South Sudan Football Federation Statute 2025. 2. Does the candidate have the paragraph 4, Roman 6 of the statute? In light of all what we provided herein, we are of the opinion that this appeal shall not succeed. And we have agreed the following. 3, the Electoral Committee is hereby directed to maintain its principal decision on exclusion or not including Alex Ener Abusaya from the final list of the candidate for position of member of executive scheduled for 15 of August 2025. The appellant is here to be served with a copy of the decree. We have appeal number basis Executive Committee resolution. Also, it is on the 3rd of August 2025. Upon deliberation, does the Executive Committee have the powers to appoint standing committees as per Article 40, subsection C of the statute, paragraph 1 of the statute? 2, whether those committees have a legal stand in which they should have a right to vote, and we have come out with the conclusion that this appeal is rejected in form. The Electoral Committee is hereby directed to maintain its principal decision on including the committee's delegates in final list in the election anticipated on 15 of August 2025. The appellant is here to be served. Number 5, we have an objection that was presented to the panel, and it was against one of the candidates. This objection was raised by Abram Ajak, being the aspiring candidate for the position of executive committee. Hereinafter referred to the candidate presented an objection against the candidacy of Mr. Tong John for the membership of the executive committee of the Federation. According to his view, the candidacy of Mr. Tong John is violation to Article 31, Paragraph 3, because the said candidate got the letter of the proposal from Bantu City Sport Club, which is one of the Premier League's club who has not met mandatory requirements, as mentioned in Article 88, Paragraph 1. However, he presented his objection before this panel, disputing the decision issued by the Electoral Committee. City Sport doesn't comply with mandatory requirement in Article 88, Paragraph 1. As per our verification of the facts, documents, and ground, and upon panel deliberation, we frame the following issues: whether the Electoral Committee have right to include the candidate being objected from the initial list. Does the candidate being objected fulfill the requirement as stipulated? Two questions in details, and we have arrived to the point that the objector is right as per Article 88, Paragraph 1, which is stated that the Premier Leagues have mandatory requirement to comply with after 12 months from the time this statute passed into the law. Of Bantu City Sport is the confidential file of Mr. Tong John with that. Despite that, the candidate also from Maluk and also from Rubek, and the fourth one from Juba, which qualified him to contest in the upcoming election. Considering what we have deliberated, we say that the objection is rejected in substance. 2, the objection is accepted in form. 3, the Electoral Committee is hereby directed to include Mr. Anticipated elections scheduled for 15 August 2025. The objector is here to be served with a copy of the decree. Number objection lodged against Ms. Anna Takir on date 2nd of August 2025 by the objector Venancio Momding. In substance, poll station give the nomination to 2 candidates. And on the other hand, whether Ms. Anna Takir has met the eligibility criteria as stipulated in Article 31, Paragraph. We found out that the Kwajok Football Federation gave 1, Paragraph 3. So the panel decided to mark that nomination invalid, and also upon our proposal from Upper Nile Sport Foundation, which is not one of the clubs and it is not one of the members of the market nomination of Kwajok and the one of Upper Nile Sport Foundation. So she left with three nominations, which is below what is required by the law. And the law say that at least you have to be nominated or proposed by 4 members. To say that the objection is allowed in form and substance. The decision of the Electoral Committee. 3, the Electoral Committee is hereby directed to remove the name of Ms. Anna in the final list candidate for the position of second vice president. We have an objection also being lodged by a candidate for the presidency of the Federation 2025. The committee went through the document. On our verification, we managed to come up with the two questions. Whether the candidate met the criteria stipulated in Article 38, paragraph 4. 2, does the candidate have the experience in South Sudan football administration as a requirement according to provision? We as the panel deliberated on it seriously place. And upon our deliberation, we got as one nomination. All against Article 31, paragraph 3. So he has remained with one nomination. Based on that, candidate for the position of the presidency, Kamal John, based it on the legal ground. If he is looking for the decision, he will get it in the file. It's all justification. The candidacy of the candidates number 8, which is the final one, there was also an objection. We'll take. So, upon our preparation to manage to frame two important questions. One, whether the electoral committee has the right to include the candidate in the initial list without being Labalo as the required documents as outlined in Article 38, paragraph 4, Roman 4. We have arrived to the conclusion that this appeal is dismissed and we decree it has rejected in substance. The electoral committee is hereby directed to register Mr. Risa Lawrence Labalo in the final list of the candidate of the decree. Lastly, but not the least, we reiterated our appreciation for coming stand of the election body. We wanted to inform those who have been affected by the decision we have made today, as it is mentioned in the statute of 2025. In conclusion, I thank you all for your attention. Thank you. Now,
once again, thanks for the press. We have those who are speaking Arabic can be in line with us. So welcome, Mr. Selim. In short, we received so far and احنا استلمنا 4 استئنافات و4 طعون وفصلنا فيهم زي ما زميلي ذكر بالطرق والقانون بتاع فيدريشنز. 4 استئنافات و4 طعون. So لو في أي سؤال أن هنا بنستقبل. Questions?
Somebody want to inquire something? Answer.
Yeah, welcome.
Why are they coming?
The 4 people.
Go ahead.
My name is Kamal John. I work for Radio Dubai and also a member of such about the people who are affected by the decision. This is not a final say, but they can go further. So are there any maximum period for them to run the election to be on 15? The week of the day? Are there any fixed period that they can do before the deadline of the election?
Is there any?
We suggest that we have 2 to 3 questions, then we can answer.
You can answer. Thanks for your questions. Actually, Regarding the period, our statute is silent. Upon it is depend on the statute or the law that regulate the cases. So this one, it is out of our jurisdictions, and we cannot say that we have or the affected person have the certain period in order for him to launch an appeal in case. So our statute is silent in that issues. For the cadence, I think the law is too clear that the members of the South Sudan Football Federation, paragraph 3, saying that the person who nominate cannot nominate another person in the same positions. So these two nominations will be cancelled.
By saying that the members that have legitimacy as per the statute of 2025 are those who have been mentioned in Article 12, paragraph 1. These are the members that are eligible or who have right to give the nomination to any candidate who is aspiring, being also the member of the executive committee. So the members are in Article 20, Article 12, Article 12.
So any other question? So media houses, and thanks for those who come.
اتحاد بالحضور الكريم من الجمهور الرياضي وأجهزة الإعلام بتاريخ 31 من شهر يوليو كنا قد أعلنا عبر مؤتمر صحفي عن نتائج اللجنة التنفيذية. يأتي بعد إعلان القوائم الأولية فترة الاستئنافات التي تنص عليها المادة 9 الفقرة 2 من لائحة الانتخابات. اليوم
Okay, good afternoon. So, ladies and gentlemen of the press, we really welcome you as an electoral committee. Before we go to the details of the official list, the final list, we as a committee of electoral, we launch our electoral process the 13th of June, launching the electoral process by opening the submission of the candidates and the nomination of the delegate. We as an electoral committee starting verifying and examining the candidates the 21st to 25th of the same months. After we finish with examination and verification, we grant 5 days, additional 5 days for each and every candidate, 5 days for him to complete and uncompleted candidates according to Article 8, paragraph 3. Or 3 days for submission any appeal. So people they submitting their appeal, the candidates are submitting their appeals, and then the electoral appeal committee went with 5 days to went through the appeal, and so they decide according to the decision of the appeal committee. We are here to announce, we as electoral committee, we announce the final list of the candidate for the position of the president as follows. We have the candidate name in the position of the president, Agostino, 2 candidates in the final list. In the list of the candidate for the position of the first vice president, we have 3, Charles Edward and Makur Mojok Karyom and Simon Peter Chol. So the candidate. In the position of the second vice president, the final list, what we have here just 2, who is Deng Abdurrahman and Vanasio Amom Deng. So 2 in the list of the members, the candidate for the position of the 13 members of the executive, we have in the final list we have Mrs. Abdu Abdullah and Abraham Ajak and Albino Kwek Deng. And then we have Ater Deng Mabak, Awar Deng, one Dok Deng Bor, and Astino Isaac Lawrence, and Jaden Jada, and Manuel Dor, Morris Felix Jima, Mujahid Ali Muhammad, Nasra Victoria, and Paulo Lam Amos, our finalists in the position of the 13 position of the executive member. And then now, as according to the article, according to the electoral code, institution, stockholders, and the members of the federation the elective congress will be held on date 15th of August here in Juba. So the official communication to all members, the election is going to be in Juba on date. The secretariats of South Sudan Federation and all the stakeholders, even the government institution, for their cooperation, and they are working with us closely for us to succeed in our work. So in the points of delegate, the list of the delegate. So what we have here, there are 16 members of the federation plus three the central committees. They are members of the federation. There's no changing. So up to this point, we thank you so much. So if any question, you're welcome.
We understand that all the electoral process is very what guarantee is there to be sure that the process is going to be authentic, fair, and free?
Result time?
Yeah, thank you for that question. The guarantee that whether the process is going to be authentic, free and fair. So far, I think you can judge by yourself that the process is authentic. Justify the end, or the beginning is somehow related to the end, where when you start receiving the applications and you start sorting them out in a very transparent and a very fair manner, it means also the voting day, because what is left now is just voting and declaring the winners as per the vote. The same body that has done the reception of the candidatures, the same body that has verified and vetted all the applications and submitted them correctly, is the same body that is going to do and supervise the election that day. This body before you here. It's the same way we are going to make sure that the voting day and the verdict of the voters is reflected. Thank you so much.